gather around. Hello everyone, thank you for coming out on this not yet rainy day. I'm Celeste Nazeli Snowber, and I just really want to thank you for coming, and I really want to thank the New West Hospice and Century House for being brave and courageous enough to offer these wonderful connections and workshops connected to dialogue and death and dying. So I also want to first acknowledge and be thankful that we are on the unceded territory of the Kakite First Nation, all Coast Salish people, and I am very thankful to be here to dance, weep, work, play on these lands, and I'm grateful. You know. Okay, I'm going to invite you to take a deep breath and to let the soles of your feet and the soles of your body to guide and receive what is going to be offered today, however that is offered to you. And that we also, I want to dedicate this performance to all who we love and cherish who have made a passage to the other side. So come with me and to our first stop. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Queen's Park or have been inside this tree, but it's a bit of an incredible hiding place. And this is a Camperdown elm, and I've been really taken by this Camperdown elm because it's also called the Weeping Elm, which seems so fitting for today. I'm going to read you a poem. It's called Weeping Habit. You, Camperdown elm, grow on your roots under your canopy and look up. We take refuge within your wide crown and contorted branches. Here we take pause, bend to the seasons of grief that hold ancestries of love. You are known to have a weeping habit, the essence of your beauty, a habit of weeping, a habit of tears. Our tears are our prayers. Our prayers are our tears. And a couple times in the performance, I will actually create a piece on the spot, an improvisational piece on the spot, and we'll ask you for words. And so this one is about decay. So just can you tell me what comes to your mind? Just words when you say decay. When I say decay. When you say decay. Slow. What? The end. Rot. Compost. Spent. That's great. Those are great words. Under this mycelium network of fungi and rot and decay, slowly, slow is a death, is a life, is a transformation. Decay comes from decedere, to break down. And I'm breaking down because I can't remember all your words. But underneath decay is the compost of our lives. Each leaf, each sorrow, each sentence of what was but isn't, but is always present, ruminating in our beings. And then there are the crows. They keep going. I'm sure, like me, you know that grief isn't in a straight line. We move forward and backwards. It's just part of the process. So I'm going to ask you to walk in any way you want, but just to move, you know, a few steps forward and then one step back. Beloved fall, what is your work in our lives? Riotous roots woven underground, rhizomes growing horizontally reveal secrets where you hide. Beneath us in the wood wide web, here is the fruitful dark, a season of not blooming. You invite us to the necessity of fallow time. Much more is blooming than we can comprehend. So what I've come to see is that our limits become a place of possibility. And so as I walk through here and I ask the bench, what does the bench think about all this? So this poem is from the bench's perspective. In the season of falling, pay attention to what falls. Stars falling out of the tree, daily offering, paired so beautifully, touching surfaces or alone. Each leaf a world, nature's installation, autumn's compost. In the season of falling, nurture shelter. Dwell in the pasture that calls to you. Dwell in the pasture that calls to you. Right, we are going to move through to the other side of the park. Grief is an endangered species. We don't talk about it in our culture. We're supposed to get over it in a few days. Grief is not linear. It's not a straight line. You can't Google it and figure it out. It comes in waves. But the trees know how to shed. They believe there will be life again. The trees are our teachers in shedding, in bending, and letting go, and releasing. Teach us to be like you. Could grief be the compost to tenderize our hearts so we may be reminded of what we are made of. So you can come under the maple tree here with me. This is called Understory of a World. I marvel how you raise your arms, palms, and sinuses to the sky. 100 shades of yellow. Bend, lift, turn in morning light. Lines written on the skins of acers. You coexist with all the other trees, articulating gestures and postures, pirouetting to each other. Lumens dance upon you, organic calligraphy inscribed on your veins. You are a sight for photosynthesis and aesthetics. Gradients of autumn shimmer on your epidermis. Your hands spread to breathe. One more place to behold. And letting go, you become the understory of the world. And take a deep breath. We'll just come in a circle around this, around the roses. Or part of the roses. This poem is called Presence in Absence. I'm very fascinated how people are with us even in absence. Their presence is so real. In this, of course, the roses, there's only a few left, but of course, if any of you have come here, it's lush. Even in your absence, your presence is palpable. The fragrance of your being breathes in the solar plexus. This is not only one scent, but a bouquet of aroma. Each of your names from over 600 floribunda and hybrid roses, crossbreeds of fragrances and hues, a hybrid collection of aromatics, along with a few thorns, dwells in our hearts. You and I have a complex ancestry, grown all over the world, hybrids of the true order. We too are hybrids, living in between birth and death. Continue birthings, leaving and transform at your green altar. We have all been bred for beauty, between coming and going, learning the exquisite presence in absence. So we're going to go to the next rose garden. So I'm going to read you the last poem here, and then we can open it up for conversation, or we can just sit down somewhere close. This is called Fallow. There is a season for slowing down to the roots of dormancy. Let the remnants of fall have its way through the fibers of fingers which give themselves to create. Trust fallow time. Expect less. Observe, ruminate as a task. Prepare your whole body for a blank slate, a still opening. Thank you, everyone. You've done amazing walking through the whole park.